All right. Hi. We are live on LinkedIn. So thrilled to be with you today. My name is Becca, VP of Marketing here at iBoost Talent. Big question for you, and please answer in the comments, play along. How many years have you spent in staffing, recruiting, sales, business development? If working with people feels like your jam, if it's your calling, just go ahead and use the comments. We want to hear from you. Let's make this fun because we're here today because at some point, many leaders, like the leaders you're going to meet today, reach a moment where they realize they've built something valuable, but it's inside someone else's structure. So today, we're going to share what happens when experienced operators like yourself step into ownership and build what you've already created, and you don't have to do it from scratch and you don't have to do it alone. That's the best part. So first, I want to shout out our team who are amazing heart leaders. I want to have everyone just bring you on stage real quick for you to just kind of wave, say hey. And these are our leaders that we're going to talk to today. How many years have y'all all been in staffing? Drop it in the comments. Drop it in the comments, because these are your qualified leaders that make iBoost Talent what it is. And it's such an honor to work with them. So I have MacKenzie King here, our CEO and president of iBoost Talent and our sister company, Impact Workforce Solutions. Oh, by the way, she's our daughter of founder Don King, who's building his legacy right through her. So hi, MacKenzie. Thank you for being with us today. We'll hear from you in just a moment. Absolutely. And then hey, we have Rob Zumwalt, our iBoost Talent developer in Florida, who's working directly with experienced staffing leaders, exploring ownership, right? Takes one to know one. Hey, brother.
Right. Hello.
All right. We'll bring you back on stage in a minute. And then we have Todd Feltman, who is our Chief Compliance Officer, who helps us ensure everything we build for our owners is structured the right way from day one, right out of the gate. Hey, Todd.
Hey, Becca.
Hey. All right. And then we have Bill Tasillo, who is he's an instrument that is shaping the strategy and development behind iBoost Talent. And we're going to talk about BoostUP today. So thanks, Bill.
Thank you, Becca. Good afternoon.
Absolutely. Okay. Let's get to the good stuff. And I love it. Thank you, everyone. Check that out. 10 years for MacKenzie. Vance since 1986. April's showing off with 30 years. Justin, 15. Bill, 39, who's going to get the record. Okay, I could do this all day. But let's go ahead and hop in. Let's meet MacKenzie, because to really understand why iBoost exists, we have to start with the philosophy. Everything we do is built on this. So MacKenzie, I'd love for you to share the principle of, what we're doing here behind iBoost and Impact Workforce Solutions and how it led to the creation of iBoost.
Yeah, absolutely. So as Becca said, I'm MacKenzie. I'm president here at iBoost Talent and president and CEO at Impact. Impact has been in place for over 25 years now. My father, as she mentioned, founded the company many years ago and also worked for many years within a staffing. Something that was near and dear to our hearts was improving the quality of life of others. And we've pulled that through, that theme through all the companies that we've started, all the ventures that we've gone on, and everything that we've done through supporting our employees, supporting our clients, and supporting the communities that we work in. And after many years of Impact Workforce Solutions and Don's vision and mission to continue multiplying how we improve the quality of life of others, became and birthed out of that was iBoost Talent. something that's become central and really important to me. As some people know, I welcomed, my husband and I did our first child, George, into the world in December. And the empowerment that's come through that of not only just taking the mission of improving the quality of life for people, it's really shown through and means even more to me now of improving the quality of life of families. And I think at iBoost Talent, that's something that we focus on. There were many dinners growing up where I sat at the table with my whole family, but my dad wasn't there because maybe he was traveling to go implement a new client, or as a developer going to help other entrepreneurs, stand up on their feet and start a business for their family. And so those memories of him being on the move and helping and growing these businesses and helping develop people to grow their own business is something that, yes, it may just be 10 years in staffing, but that's why I also say going on a lifetime. Because it's a mission that didn't just start when we launched iBoost Talent last year. It's a principle that's flown through everything we've done for so many years. And now that I have my family and I'm growing that, I see that we're not only improving individual lives, but lives of families and lives of communities. And so I'm happy and proud that the mission of Impact Workforce Solution has flown through iBoost Talent, and that we can continue to multiply the number of lives that we're touching in what we do every day, because that's what's most important, is helping other people.
You got teary-eyed, huh? So sweet. Thank you for that share. That was amazing. Appreciate that, MacKenzie. You are gold. Okay, so for anyone who's just joining us, this is for experienced staffing leaders who've thought about ownership but don't want to risk it alone. So that philosophy explains why we exist. Now I would like to bring someone who works closely with staffing pros who are exploring what ownership could look like. And that is Rob Zumwalt. So howdy, partner. Howdy.
Hello.
All right, Rob. So from your perspective, what changes when someone shifts from being an operator inside a company to building something on their own?
What changes? I think, your instinct, you get to lean into what your instinct is in regards to what you already know how to do. And you get to, lean into that and really start to own what's happening. And from that, it's interesting as from an experience standpoint. It gives you energy. You start to come alive in a way perhaps that you haven't seen before, because now it's your own opportunity, and it's your own mission, and it's something that you get to put your name on, so to speak, and build.
Love it. Awesome. And how long have you been doing it, Rob?
I've been in the industry for 20 plus years. Yeah. And owned my own, for about 10 years. And, one of the things that I think as people consider this, how do I know I might be ready to do this, is you might start having a version of your life that you start imagining that your current job doesn't get you there. So that's one of the things that I experienced. Another one was I didn't want to wake up in 10 years and be kind of in the same spot. I don't want to live the same day for 75 years. I don't want to repeat that. And another thing that happened that kind of started me down the journey of branching out on my own was Sunday nights started to feel a little bit heavier. There wasn't an excitement there, and that definitely changes when you start your own staffing agency.
You could say that you were getting a case of the Mondays on the regular.
Yeah.
There's another one-liner for you. Okay. No, I love that. And thank you for sharing. And that's what a lot of our leaders here, what they've experienced is they're like, why am I still doing it like this? I have
Mhm.
so much within me and I know that I can do more. So that's that leadership pull, right? That's why
Right.
we're here.
Yeah, and the beauty that we have developed here, as far as the structure and the developer role, my role, is that you're not doing it by yourself. You've got a coach and a consultant to walk with you, to bounce ideas off, to strategize with. You're not, and I know we're going to talk more about this, but you're not alone in this endeavor.
Yeah, absolutely not. And that's what we're going to talk about now. Thank you, Rob. Appreciate that. I'm going to bring Bill on, who's actually going to talk to us about how you don't do it alone and what it looks like to go faster. Like we all say here, we like to go fast. I can bring these all day, but one one of the questions we hear most often is how someone moves from that realization to building, right? And that's where the BoostUP program comes in. So Bill, you've been deeply involved in shaping the strategy behind BoostUP and how it supports new owners like Chip right here, who's in the background. Say, hey, what's up, Chip? Surprise, surprise. Chip is our first um, founder of iBoost Talent in Raleigh. So he's actually doing it and using the the BoostUP program. So, Bill, in simple terms, can you explain the concept behind BoostUP and how it helps experienced leaders move forward faster, sir?
Sure, Becca. Thank you. Yeah, I think the first thing to realize is when you're starting a business, you it can be a little bit of a challenge mentally. You're on your own when you're starting a business out. There's no adjacent coworkers there to show you the ropes, like when you're starting in a new job, so to speak. No monitor there that's telling you what to do every day or keeping track of your attendance or something like that. I kind of equate it to, when you're in high school and getting ready to go off to college. All of a sudden, mom's not there to tell you to get out of bed in the morning or do your homework or make sure you're on time or those kinds of things. So you kind of have to have a little bit of that internal motivation yourself and have a, a force or a reason for coming in that first day and hitting the ground running. And that's one of the things that iBoost brings to the table with the developer structure, and the BoostUP model brings to you and your team as an owner. With BoostUP, you're going to come into your office on essentially day one and have work to do. And it's not going to be busy work like organizing your files or something like that. It's going to be, we've delivered you 15, 20, 30 live job orders for customers of ours around the country that need these positions filled. And you and your are going to immediately step into a work cadence of recruitment, of screening, of qualifying those individuals, learning what they want to do. Are they a good fit for that type of a position? And presenting them to the impact team that presents them to the customer for placement. And that results in financial compensation for your branch too. So what it helps you do on day one is build that cadence of your team of coming to work in the morning, having a conversation around the coffee pot or something around what are our priorities for the day, and having genuine work and work to do with results expected at the end of the day, so that you're not spending that first couple of weeks, couple of months while you're waiting for the phones to start ringing, so to speak, to develop those work habits, that work cadence. You've got it from day one. We're going to be there to help you with it. Your developer is going to be with you. The impact team and iBoost team behind you is going to be developed with you, joining you on sales calls and stuff like that while your team is working on those BoostUP orders. And together, that helps you build that working relationship with your team and that operating structure and cadence to go to work every day and have it feel like you've got all of that structure around you, that usually takes months sometimes to build from essentially day one. Does that help a little bit, Becca?
Absolutely. I had to get back on screen here. Absolutely, it helps. And I want to bring our visionary here who popped on backstage. I want to hear from Don King because he helped put together this amazing BoostUP concept. And then I want to hear from Chip Thomas really quick, who's also with us, to talk about how he's actually using BoostUP very well. So very excited. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate you and all you do. Okay, so here's the man. There he is. What's up, Don? How are you? All right.
Get it.
From your point of view and what you built BoostUP to do, what would you like to say around this, sir?
First thing I'd like to say is welcome to everybody that's on this cast and we're live streaming. Sitting here watching the intro and being backstage, the team that we've established to push this vision forward, it's very humbling. The experience level, the combined cultural fit of everyone within the organization with the core value of helping improve the quality of life of others. I've always said, if you improve the quality of life of someone else, your own life will improve. And it's not something that you do to get, it's you do to help. And when you help, it all comes back. And that's indicative of part of our strategy with the BoostUP program. When you start a staffing office or a branch, which I've started multiple in my career all across Georgia, the Southeast, and the country, is when you open up day one, two things happen. You have to be out in the field, and you have to go out and procure clients, meaning get involved with the community. You're making sales calls, and it's a sales business. But until that happens, nothing internally can happen. And so your recruiters and your office staff are sitting there, and I forget who said it on this call. I think it was Bill, pushing paper, organizing your files, making sure everything's neat and clean. That doesn't produce revenue. So with our strategy and the help of our sister company, Impact Workforce Solutions, we already have clients that need talent acquisition. So when we launch an iBoost franchise, we let the inside staff focus on revenue generating activities because your sales cycle outside is going to be 60 to 90 days to procure your first client. So BoostUP is designed to give you a fast start, fast activity, momentum, and team building so you can get into a cadence when those orders that the outside sales rep is bringing in start to populate. So it's been very successful with Raleigh. I'm sure Chip will speak about that, but just wanted to again say thank you to everyone for joining and look forward to bringing some more iBoost franchises into the system as we grow and scale.
I forget that I'm not on screen sometimes. I'm trying to salute you and say absolutely thank you. And you're amazing. All right, let's bring Chip Thomas. Don't know if you can unmute or if you can hear me, but let's see if we can. Y'all still there? Y'all still there? Vance, you can hear me? My power just went out at my house. Literally power outage. Sitting in the dark here. All right, I'm here. Chip, let's try and bring you back. Hey, buddy, you here?
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Sorry about that. I'm sitting in the dark. My power just went out. Sitting in my hair on my light. Okay. We would love for you to just share candidly about what it's been like with BoostUP, with iBoost Talent and using BoostUP.
Yeah, it's been phenomenal. It's allowed us to hit the ground day one. to have live requisitions to support. It allowed me to go out in the market to pursue new clients, new logos, but also for the fulfillment team, delivery team, to have live requisitions to work to start driving revenue and profit. So the idea of that is phenomenal, not only to keep the team busy, but typically in a go live situation like this, it takes a few months to establish business and have live requisitions to support. So it's somewhat unheard of, to be honest.
Awesome. Well, thank you. We really appreciate, you sharing, and it's amazing what you're doing out there. We are cheering you on all the way.
Fun.
All right. Very cool. Now, Todd, thank you for being patient. And this is the guy behind the curtain who keeps us all in line. And, you're the compliance. You keep us, with all of our ducks in a row. So if you want to share what it's like to ensure that our owners build their businesses on a strong foundation, if you could talk about why compliance structure matters so much when launching a staffing business.
Yeah, sure, Becca, and good afternoon, everyone. Obviously, in this role, sometimes when people hear the term structure or compliance, they sometimes think of red tape or slowdowns. But obviously, in the staffing business, structure and compliance is actually what protects the growth and helps accelerate our growth. And I'm sure many of the leaders watching today may already understand staffing operations, know how to sell, know how to staff, lead, have built relationships, revenue, and trust. But what many may not realize is that in staffing, there's many layers of complexity that many industries don't. We've got employment law, wage and hour, worker classifications, co-employment risks, state-by-state requirements. And the big misconception is that structure and compliance may limit flexibility. In reality, it's just the opposite, Becca. A clean setup, a strong foundation from day one, which we have built and is there for these new iBoost talent owners, protects relationships with clients, talent, and partners, and removes uncertainty as they're ready to grow. I can tell you what we've learned over the last 3 decades is that problems usually don't come from bad intent. They come from bad setup. And so at iBoost Talent, we're not asking owners to become compliance experts. We're giving them a foundation from day one that's already been tested so they can focus on growth with confidence. And obviously, when owners know their business is structured correctly, they make better and bolder decisions and can scale a lot faster, which is extremely important. And so I guess in summary, Becca, what I would say is with a strong foundation built around structure and compliance, iBoost Talent was designed to take decades of real world learning and have embedded into a model that allows owners to move forward faster and not slower. So a great model, great business model.
Shaking my head. Yes, I know. Absolutely. And MacKenzie just said it best. Thanks, Todd, for letting us get close to the edge, but never falling off the cliff. Right. That's right. And you do it all for us. So thank you for how you serve. Okay. Real quick, I didn't plan on Vance talking, but I pulled you on screen to help me out. This is my go-to man here. But I wanted for you to just say, hey, you're our CRO and a leader and a visionary as well. So thank you. What do you have to say about the BoostUP program, what we're doing with it?
I think it's pretty cool when the power of the message is so strong it crashes the grid. So
I can hear the power trying to come back on. I'm kind of scared.
Well, your poise and talent and managing through those kind of crisis situations kind of brings to mind what this is all about, which is we deal with unexpected things in our business, and we adapt, and we are agile and flexible and overcome those things as we deal with them. But the thing that I like most about the BoostUP program and the opportunities it gives, it not only brings the ability for a new franchisee to have immediate revenue opportunity, but also increases a camaraderie and the feeling of team between the franchise and all the rest of the organization. It gives you the strength of community that you don't have when you have an individual out there on his own trying to build his own business without that team around. And to have the strength and the experience that we have on our team, I think is unsurpassed. And there's probably not a situation in staffing that we haven't seen and dealt with and overcome throughout our careers. So thank you, Becca, for the opportunity. Thank you, everyone, for attending. I apologize for my background. I'm not at my office today, so I'm dealing with a little bit of issues. But like I said, we're flexible, we adapt, we overcome, and we move forward. So let's go.
I love it. It actually looks like you have a halo. It's very holy. So thank you.
I need a halo.
That's great. All right.
Thanks,
Thank
Becca.
you. Well, I want to open it up for some questions. So let us know that you're here in the comments. I don't know, get creative, use your favorite emoji. Look at that. Rob said St. Vance. That's right. That's right. And let's hear what your curiosities are. And I have a couple that will ask. So this one's for MacKenzie. Let me bring you back on stage here to just get a little bit more on what happens when leaders build from alignment instead of limitation, because this is like a huge shift for people.
Yeah, no, it's a great question, Becca. I think a lot of times when you think about starting your own business, you think about all these walls breaking down so that you can go out and do things the way that you want to do it. And you don't have that confinement. But sometimes once you start doing it, you realize that there are a lot of barriers to entry in starting your own company. And a lot of that is the operational processes and systems and pieces that go into opening up your doors. Chip, as our founding franchise, when he before he signed with iBoost Talent, looked at opening his own staffing company, and he went through all the due diligence him and his team did of reviewing workers' comp programs and benefits partners and system setup. And when you go to do all of those things, it all of a sudden takes away all of that freedom that you were so excited to work into as a starting entrepreneur, because it puts you in this focus of only having operational overhead and oversight that you got to get done, instead of being able to get out there in the community and solve the challenges as a business owner that workforce needs in that area. And so partnering with iBoost Talent kind of gives you the best of both worlds. It removes those limitations and those barriers of all these operational overheads that you have to deal with setup. And it allows you to go in, have a system and a structure in place that you get to work within, but it gives you flexibility to do that. So entrepreneurs who want to start something, but also want to be a part of something, iBoost Talent's a perfect match for those types of candidates and prospects.
Perfect. Well said. And we have a question from Ralia. I want to bring this on. What advice would you offer individuals aspiring to become business owners who perceive challenges in securing clients? Great question. Who would like to champion that?
I'll start, and then maybe I'll pass it to Rob as a developer. I think he can add good insight to this, because that's what our development team is there to do. When you're going in and you're looking to secure clients in your territory and grow your book of business, you got to go out and you got to knock on doors, you got to make phone calls, and doing that alone can be a little bit daunting. So our developers do on-the-job training from a sales perspective, working with new franchise owners to get out there, to get them comfortable, to get them excited, and to secure those first clients. So Rob, if you want to talk a little bit about how the development team supports franchises as they open, I think that would be great.
Sure. You're exactly right. I mean, sales is key, right? So if you're not comfortable doing the sales piece, then you need somebody that is. And to MacKenzie's point, we'll work with that salesperson and strategize with that salesperson for your specific market and industries. And where do we start? Let's how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So we'll put together a plan, put together steps. But the key is that you have somebody, and if it's not you, you're not comfortable being an outside salesperson, you need to have somebody that is, because as we talked before, we have the iBoost or the BoostUP program, and to help get going while you build sales, but you need somebody that builds sales. So yeah, we're definitely here to strategize, to figure out how to penetrate the market, as well as and penetrate different companies as we grow.
Love that. Who wants to piggyback on this? Because it's such a great question, I think, and a lot of, yeah, Bill?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. Yeah, as Rob and MacKenzie both mentioned, so sales is the foundation of growing a business in just about any industry, and certainly in a service related business like ours it is. Building those relationships is the key component to continuing growing your business and having a pipeline that's always got activity in it, and new clients coming in the door. So the developers, myself, we all work together to start that new owner off with a database of customers in the marketplace that they're in, that utilize staffing services, that utilize the types of skills that we can provide, those types of things. We pull as much data as we can around contact names and that type of information so that we have a place to start. But somebody has to pick up the phone. Nothing happens until you pick up the phone or walk in the door or draft that email or something like that. So kind of just helping that new owner set those expectations for themselves and their team every day, that maybe the expectation starts out with just 10 contacts a day. Okay, well, 10 sounds like a lot, so break it up into 3 in the morning and 3 in the afternoon and 2 around lunchtime or something like that, so that you can kind of take it in as what Rob just described, bite-sized chunks that are a little bit easier to digest and bite off each day. But by doing that methodically, day after day after day, that 10 becomes 50 in the course of a week, and then maybe add another couple of them in per day and stuff like that. And the next thing you know, you're in a cadence of calling 100 or so clients every week for not only maintenance of the existing relationships that we have with those customers, and asking if there's anything else that we can be working on for them, but also what other new kinds of relationships can you start to germinate from that sort of activity. And that just continues to grow over a period of time. And I think all of us that have been in sales and in business for any length of time have seen that, company that starts with 1 or 2 clients, and the next thing 2-3 years later, they're servicing 20, 30 clients a week. Their business is growing. They've got a stable foundation. They're a real company now that is growing towards the future, and has a lot of not only momentum in front of them, but foundation underneath them as well. So that sales aspect that Rob and the iBoost team can help them with is a tremendous complement to the skills that owner already brings to the table on business development.
I love that. And that's such a clear expectation for who we're looking for, right, to work with us, because clear is kind. We don't promise that, hey, we're going to go do these things for you. It's like we work with leaders who have the passion and can match the energy and the drive that we have here as a team, because it's true. It's like we love what we do so much. It feels like we're always working, but it doesn't feel like work. So that's the beauty of it, right, Bill?
Yeah, it really is. And watching a team come together, watching what's happening in Raleigh with Chip and his team is just so gratifying to see all of the components of a product come together to actually start to bear fruit for the owners, for a market. And I think the thing that's also so important to reinforce is we're in one of those businesses where it is a win-win-win for everybody. When we do our jobs properly, not only are we successful and generate revenue and generate opportunity for us and our internal teams, but we generate opportunities for our community members. There is nothing more noble than to give somebody a job and to give somebody purpose or a better job and help them grow within their structured set of expectations and their skill set and stuff like that. And then by helping that company as a client, we're helping them grow their foundation in that community so they can employ more people, contribute more to the community, grow their business, and generate more tax base and stuff like that. So seeing all those things come together, it is absolutely a everybody wins type of a scenario when we execute properly.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what MacKenzie was just talking about. It's multiplying the quality of life. And it's just fascinating to be a part of that. Thank you. Okay. While we wait for our last questions, and I would love our leaders to just think of one takeaway that you'd like to offer everyone today as they're looking at pursuing either starting up their own business, fine and good, but if you also want to pursue looking at this path with us, just like Chip did, great idea. So surprise for everyone today. Just want to invite Don back on because he's going to share a little tidbit with you to invite y'all back with some pretty cool news.
Thank you, Becca. First comment I would like to make on the subject matter we were just discussing. Every business is sales focused. There's not one out there. Reason being, my grandfather told me something a long time ago. Nothing happens until somebody sells something. You can't produce the product. You can't distribute the product. You can't do anything until somebody first sells something. So yes, sales is paramount. But you can find people with aptitude for sales, just like you can find people for aptitude for operations, for compliance, for finance. It's putting that team together. Within iBoost, we've put together a fundamental team to support you to sell and recruit and grow and lead a team. So if your aptitude is you want to grow and lead a team and build something for yourself, we've got your back on everything else. So just bear that in mind. My birthday's next Thursday, a week from today. And as in the BoostUP program or in the additional revenue stream capabilities for an iBoost franchise in our Core 2 model within IWS, I've been working for over 2 years on a supplemental additional revenue stream to be offered to iBoost franchisees, as well as our IWS clients, our iBoost clients, and the general market as a whole. And it pushes iBoost to the future. No other staffing franchise system in the world will have this model. And we've just taken what we have, made it a little bit better, and now we're going to blast it into the future. So everyone keep an eye out for my birthday next week. I told Becca earlier when we were talking about doing a launch video scenario, and I said, I'm 62 years old and my family doesn't even know what to buy me for a birthday gift. And so it's just another day to me. But this birthday, I get to give a gift to the world, to iBoost, to IWS, to all our clients, to all of our folks that we help improve the quality of life for. So extremely excited about it. Stay tuned.
Very excited. Thank you. And yes, I'm going to have him go live on his birthday to share the big news with everybody. It'll be so fun. Thank you so much. All right. So while we're waiting for last questions and comments to come in, we just want to thank everyone who you see here today. Impact was founded almost 25 years ago, and iBoost is just continuing that same mission, helping experienced leaders build businesses that serve their communities, their clients, and their teams. And, staffing leaders like you have all the qualities that it takes. It's like not something you can necessarily teach. It's like either you have it or you don't. And those are the people that we want to have conversations with. So I just want to bring everyone back on stage here, if you don't mind. Just to show you the power, right, of our leadership here. We'll let Dawn just take a look at us on the backstage. But we're so grateful to all of you that lead us every day. We have teams all across the nation, and we couldn't be who we are without these leaders. And we truly do pick the best talent and people at what they do, and they're very heart-driven people that we choose. They match our work culture, and that is definitely what our bread and butter is. It is work culture at its heart. We make people not have the case of the Mondays, right? They wake up and they look forward to going to work because they love their team and they love their leadership. So leaders, what is your one takeaway for those watching today? What would you like to say? We'll start with MacKenzie.
Yeah, I'll say if you want to take a bet on yourself, lean in. No matter what way you do that in your life, it could be an iBoost franchise, it could be in any way, but invest in yourself. And secondly, get excited for next Thursday and the announcements and what it'll mean for the iBoost franchise owners as well.
Yes, absolutely. Vance?
I just say that it's, you mentioned it, Becca, but culture. To be a part of a team that have similar mindset and faith, family, and fun is what it's all about. And if that's if caring about people and being part of an organization that cares as much about you and your success is something that's meaningful to you, I can think of no better place to be, no better place to launch a career for yourself. And like MacKenzie said, stay tuned for next week. It will give our franchisees and our team something that will propel them into the future with tremendous upside. And I can't wait to share it with the world. I'm so excited about it. I'm beside myself, but I'm just thankful for this. Thank you for putting this together. And we'd love to talk to anybody who wants to be a part of this journey.
Yeah, absolutely. Rob?
Yeah, I would say, to those potentially looking at a franchise, you're not just building a business, you're building a version of yourself that can run a business. And there's just a lot of opportunity for personal growth. And we put a system in place to allow that to happen with our developer team, with our back office, with the BoostUP program, and the very exciting news that's coming next week. I would say it's going to be an unfair advantage.
That's fair.
Yeah, so that's all I'll say about that.
Yeah, he's clapping in the background. I see him. All right, Bill?
Yeah, at the pace of business today and with everything that changes in this world so quickly, the old saw, if you're not moving forward, you're moving backwards, right? The world continues to grow, so just standing still isn't a acceptable mantra anymore. So if you're interested in moving forward and taking that step into business ownership, there is no time like the present. The market is strong and would continue to get stronger. The support and the commitment is there. And as everybody just mentioned after Don's announcement, in a couple of days, we're going to have another arrow in our quiver, so to speak, that is going to separate us by eons from the rest of the staffing pack out there. And I can't wait for that announcement to come and be able to be shared with everybody and drive even more success for the folks on this team, for our folks in Raleigh and elsewhere, and for this industry overall.
Yep. Todd, go ahead and let's go. What do you got to say to wrap us up?
Sure. I've been blessed to work in this organization and with Don for 33 plus years. Started in the franchising world, built a business from scratch as well. In the big picture of things, franchising is a great business model. No need to reinvent the wheel in my mind. And the structure is there. It is a strong foundation, a bright future, and lets those who know how to get out there and sell, do their thing, and know that they've got a strong support team behind them to help them grow fast and scale fast. So,
yeah,
great opportunity.
Working smarter, not harder. That's right. So definitely, if you feel called, if like this resonates with you, if you feel like you have what it takes and you just have that desire to build something of your own, talk to us before you make a move, because we just want you to do your homework. Look at all your options. And thank you. Put one comment. What is your takeaway from today? Honestly, even if it's funny or weird, put it in there. We're very real and honest here, very authentic. What is your one takeaway from today in the comment? And maybe tag someone you know or send this to somebody who you're like, you know what? think you need to hear what these people have to say. And I want to thank y'all for being a part, of your lunch hour, if you take lunches. Message us here. You can DM us, schedule a one-on-one conversation. We call those the discovery calls, just to see what this could look like for you. It's just an honest conversation. So awesome. Yes, thank you. Truth, best leaders in the industry. Next Thursday, here we come. So thank you all. Appreciate you being here, and let's have conversations. Visit iBoostTalent.com. We have live chat there. You can talk to any of us, but schedule that one-on-one. All right. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate
Thanks, Becca.
you. Absolutely.
Thanks everyone
amazing.
for joining.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Bye.